do not plan to resign. I'll be elected for the 2-year term left, and I'll run again for a 4-year term.
Do you plan to testify before the grand jury again?
If they call me, I'll be glad to.
Do you feel that there are any legal proceedings that should take place on your part as a result of this?
I'm not ready to comment on that at this time.
Well, we're going to keep them separated one from the other, and if we do have the facilities that meet the requirements, they'll probably be in single cells.
Do you have any indication at the present time, the known whereabouts or any idea as to where the other 2 escapees may be at the present time?
No. I have reason to believe that they are still in Dallas, however.
The budget is $3.5 million more than last year's spending. The increase will primarily be used for improved services and salary increases. A reduction in services is also called for, doing away with 96 employees. Another 63 jobs would be eliminated by greater efficiency within and merging of certain departments. The budget is to be supported by an 18-cent increase in property taxes. Today, some council members objected to a substantial salary increase for the director of the Equal Employment Opportunity Program. A closed-door session was called to discuss the matter. City Manager Line later revealed the new EEO director's salary will be funded 100% with federal monies. Today's session was the first of about 10 to be held before the budget is finalized next month. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move in Fort Worth.
Not true. Not true. I'm really not certain exactly how the Sporting News figures its statistics, but let me give you what I think are the meaningful statistics, and then give you a qualification on them, which I think is important. If you subtract the 84 games we lost this year because of the unfortunate strike we had, with the approximately 1.5 million of attendance that we lost in those games, we are running ahead of last year's attendance. Now, what you'll find in baseball in any given year is that a good many of the teams will be doing a little better than they were last year, and a good many will be doing worse, and it'll sort of break down in half because the teams move around in the standings, and attendance will pretty much reflect what the standings are. But if you look at the attendance knocking out the 84 games last year, and also the 84 games which were obviously knocked out by the strike this year, the attendance is somewhat ahead. Now, the qualification I would make is that does not prove the strike was not harmful to the game. I think the strike was harmful to the game, not irretrievably harmful, but I think it damaged it this year, and I think any further activity of that kind could have very serious and long-range damaging effects to the game.
We feel as though the issues, the cause that he represents, are extremely significant ones, the cause of bringing together brown and black people and other minority people, particularly in the state of Texas and potentially across the country. So we feel as though his cause is a good one, and if there is any way organizationally that we may be supportive of advancing that cause, that we would want to do that.
Preparation are being made to get 105 of these buses rolling for the beginning of school Monday. Drivers for the buses, which will transport 6,000 students affected by the Dallas desegregation order, range from teachers willing to earn extra money to part-time Sunday school bus drivers. Director of Transportation for the Dallas County Schools, J.D. Littrell, talks about the qualifications and training for these bus drivers.
All bus drivers must have a chauffeur's license, and of course all licenses are administered by the Department of Public Safety, and that's in two parts, a written part and a behind-the-wheel part. So if they have passed the driver's license requirements to obtain a chauffeur's license, we would assume that they would be capable of driving a vehicle. We give them an actual demonstration in a bus as to some of the things that's new on the bus and that they haven't encountered before.
Teacher Larry Norrell, who is driving the bus for the first time, feels the training he has received is sufficient to make him a good, safe driver.
The training that they've given us, and then the fact that I've had quite a bit of experience driving trucks, I feel like we'll be able to handle it all right. They've given us instructions on what to do in case of trouble on the bus. Try to keep it as near as possible to classroom situations.
Although the drivers receive limited instruction on the operation of the buses, school and county transportation officials feel they are competent to handle a busload of active students and deliver them safely to and from school. This is June Gray with Channel 8 News on the Move.
Specifically, we're talking about programs which allow students to participate in an educational process which provides them with a high school diploma, which hopefully provides them with alternatives in terms of a lifestyle. One of the problems that we have is that too many farm workers have no alternatives to working in the fields because they have no skills, and we want to put particularly the young farm worker in a position where he can make his own decisions. And this is we've got to utilize education, vocational training, and economic upgrading as part of this process.
I'm not here to tell you how to do your thing, but I'm telling you that already I have observed that people are concerned or worried because I'm here today. This morning and since yesterday, I have been having TV interviews and newspaper interviews, and they asked me, why were you invited to speak? I say, why not? And then
Game Alexander. Out. Out. Continue love. Out 40-15. Out Game Alexander. Games are 5-all, first set.
Sing for us. Is that right? I know what. I'm not going to listen to you. Well, I know what that. Hey, Paul, look up here.
We're recommending a simple punch card which will be set on styrofoam, which the ballot can be mailed or it can be voted in the office. This card, after completion, will be counted in the computer room, and it will simplify the voting, it will expedite the counting, and of course the people at the polls can be used for other purposes to wait on people who come to the polling place.